some of them are bat crap crazy 24 hours a day, no matter who is the president. Somebody's going to do something stupid.
Jesus didn't come to bring nice people to heaven. He came to save sinners from hell.
Welcome to the Kerry Kinsey Show, speaking truth in love, telling the world about Jesus Christ. A new poll shows that 93% of Americans are concerned about rising inflation. I just want to know who makes up the 17% of this poll who says the economy's in good shape. And people are mad as a hornet about this Inflation Reduction Act.
Well, it's all a lie. I mean, honestly, Biden pinky promises that he's going to reduce inflation with the Inflation Reduction Act. But the truth is, inflation will be affected by 0.25%, a quarter of a point, in about 7 or 8 years. And so it is not going to have an immediate impact. This is all about November and trying to get some momentum. And when Biden says that there's zero inflation, the truth is that was a lie too. July was 8.5%. I went to the grocery store yesterday with my kids, and eggs were up almost 50%. We spent $250 to $300 on groceries, more than we spent in I can't tell you when for the week. And every family is facing those same challenges when they go to the store and they're making tough decisions on what they buy and don't buy. But we're seeing the price increases exponentially at the gas station and the grocery stores.
That spending bill will force middle-class Americans to pay $20 billion more in taxes while creating 87,000 IRS agents. What kind of government passes a massive tax increase and doubles the size of the most hated government agency in an election year? Glenn Beck says, don't give the crazies what they want, talking about the folks on the left. Meanwhile, he says, don't be passive either.
We must become more quiet and humble. But in the way of Jesus, stop thinking of Jesus Christ only as a lamb. He was also a lion. But he was a lion that roared against injustice. Just because you want to be reasoned, quiet, Christ-like, does not mean that you do not turn over tables. The tables here have to be turned over. The money changers have got to be chased out of our republic's temple in Washington, D.C. And I am all for that. But not any other way than constitutionally. If this country falls, if there is no if there is no constitution, if all of a sudden we're taken over by communist space pigs, and they're like, here's the new communist space pig propaganda piece, and you got to live this way. I and my family will live under the principles of the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, and the Holy Scriptures. That is now and forever will be how I manage my house. The rest of the world be damned.
Now, that wasn't an endorsement of Beck's religion, but you have to love his passion. He says he hopes that you vote him out in November, but do you trust the security of our election system? I don't. And can you believe anything they say when the left is always trying to demonize conservatives? Victor Davis Hanson says it's all by design. He says they're the ones always talking about a civil war.
It's easy to say Trump is a fascist, or Trump did this, or these people are revolutionaries or they want a civil war, but did Donald Trump ever try to weaponize the IRS in Lois Lerner fashion? Did he take the FBI and use it to go after Joe Biden's residence when he was president? Did they go into the DOJ and have this collusion hoax? Did any of these people who worked for Trump lie 4 times to a federal investigator like the FBI Director Andrew McCabe? So they are the revolutionaries, and they project it on to others. And what's the whole purpose of this, Pete? The whole purpose is on these agenda issues they're behind. And Joe Biden has an anemic rating, and they feel that if they can gin up a January 6th crisis, sort of a Reichstag fire, and they did it, remember in 2021 when they had barbed wire and 30,000 troops in Washington, D.C., and the greatest weaponization since the Civil War, or they can take the raid and just dribble things out. One week it'll be nuclear secrets. The next, Trump improperly took out mementos. The next, he was trying to get information on his enemies. And then the media goes to town with a bombshell, walls are closing in. And otherwise we're not going to look at the issues. Inflation, the border, energy prices, crime, Afghanistan, foreign policy.
Instead, he says you'll always have to react to accusations that you're an insurrectionist. See how the lying left media works with this corrupt government? Many have said the raid was all about getting the right all worked up. Then Joe could bring in his communist buddies to put down any pushback. What a convenient time that would be to disarm the nation. I mean, they got to keep the country safe, right? Safe and effective. That's their big go-to. Did you feel safe under Anthony Fauci? We're going to talk about him on Kerry's COVID Krazy. Fauci's finally leaving his post about 2 years too late for most of us. He says it'll happen in December, but he's taking an unbelievable pension with him. More than $350,000 a year in annual payouts. Maybe during his next chapters, he says, he can hire Liz Cheney. It seems she's trying to get a job from Devin Nunes. What? It's just some good, clean comedy, folks, from the United Spot.
True Social Customer Service. How can I help you? Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Everything okay?
Yeah, it's just been an emotional week.
I'm sorry to hear about that.
Yeah, I know. It's not your fault. It's Trump's fault.
Alrighty, what can I do for you?
Well, I wanted to know if you guys were hiring.
You want a job at True Social?
Yeah, I need a job.
Okay. What are your qualifications?
Well, I like to play both sides, and I like to start wars and launder money. If it's corrupt, I can do it.
You like to what and a what?
I'm kind of a multitasker.
Okay, well, are you a Republican, conservative, Democrat, liberal?
Yeah.
Yes, what?
So do I get the job?
Do you have any references?
Yeah, my dad and my laundered $15 million.
Who's your dad?
Dick Cheney.
Your dad is this Liz?
Yeah.
Oh man, wow! Of all the gin joints in all the world. Good try at winning yesterday, by the way.
Yeah, anyway, so can I work at True Social?
Are you insane?
Probably.
I mean, I'd hire Joe Biden before I hired you.
But I'm a Republican. I mean, I'm a conservative. I'm a liberal. I'm an American. I'm from China.
I'm sorry, but there's just no way in hell I'm giving you a job at True Social.
Well, I don't have a job because of Trump.
No, you don't have a job because of you.
So you're really not gonna hire me?
Not in a million years, but I heard CNN is hiring, and hell, you could probably get a job at Twitter, too.
This is discrimination. You're gonna regret this when I run for president.
I didn't know you did stand-up, Liz.
This isn't over. I'm gonna run for president, and I'm gonna take down Trump. I'm just like Honest Abe.
That is adorable.
I even wrote a speech 407 years ago. Our fathers brought forth.
Hey, well, good luck with your comedy tour. And thanks for calling True Social Customer Service. Have a great day.
Will we at least donate to my GoFundMe account?
Funny stuff and very timely. Tucker asked a great question. How did Liz Cheney make $36 million in just 6 years of public service? I guess we'll never know. that question like many other good unanswered questions. Okay, meme of the week. Now, this one is so leftist. Have you ever walked in an area that was big time woke? A gathering of woke people, and you wanted to do that Southwest Airlines, let's get out of here move right now. You wanted to get away from them all. Now, this would be their anthem. This would be right down Peachtree, as we used to say in Atlanta. This would be what they're all about. I mean, this is what they live for. This is their mindset. Warning, this is an inclusive society. And if we feel you are talking, thinking, or behaving in a non-inclusive way, you will be excluded. Good one. Didn't Thomas Sowell say years of dumbed down education and an emphasis on how people feel have left too many people unable to see through this media gimmick? Yes, indeed. No gimmick here. Time for Angela Kinsey's prayer and praise segment. Now, my wife just flat lays it out there about a few subjects, including a testing of our faith that we're going through as a family right now. Check it out.
Everyone, I am glad that you are back here with me. It's Angela Kinsey. Thank you, Kerry, for sharing the truth. It's not easy to do in this day and age with the concern for censorship. I know you are looking out for the folks. Yes. And so for all you folks out there who have been faithful viewers and followers of the Kerry Kinsey Show, keep in mind that one day Kerry will move up from this bubblegum truth to some heavy hits. And that's when you need to be prepared to follow us on Rumble, Gab, Brighteon, and other platforms that allow for free speech. Always be prepared. Moving forward, I'd like to start out with a praise report. Remember Ashley from Missouri? Well, she writes us back with much appreciation for sharing her story and will keep us updated on her miracle story. But she offers up another prayer request for a friend in need. For privacy, I will change her friend's name to Debbie. Ashley goes on to share that her friend Debbie was newly married in May of this year. In late June, she developed severe lower back and bilateral hip pain that extended down her right leg. She was misdiagnosed by her physician and given a muscle relaxer and told she had sciatica. When the pain became unbearable, she went to the ER and was accused of being drug-seeking. Long story short, she finally got an MRI and eventually a PET scan. She has advanced bone cancer. But her primary cancer turns out to be breast cancer. This is the very diagnosis that, remember, Ashley feared. She feared that she might have it. This is why our testimony, folks, is so important. Ashley's friend was placed in hospice care. She was on mechanical ventilation, and it was unclear what was next. Ashley was not sure about Debbie's walk with the Lord, but she was praying for an opportunity, a miracle, to find out before she passes. She asked for prayer. And then this past week, she reports that Debbie didn't make it. She passed. Ashley reports feeling guilt about this, about not sharing her testimony, for not sharing Jesus with her friend. She goes on to say, "You always think you have plenty of time." But that night, it had become obvious to Ashley that this is not true. She said, "I failed my sweet friend. But I pray that she knows the Lord and that she is home with Him tonight." This has changed Ashley's outlook on how she will do things moving forward. Ashley, I too must admit my guilt over not speaking up as I should, sharing my testimony and about Jesus, sharing Him with others. Why? Maybe it's modesty. We don't want our friends or the world to know about us and our failures. But you see, Jesus came to seek and save the lost. The gospel doesn't say, well, we've all made mistakes. It tells us that apart from God, we're utterly sinful and wicked. So wicked, in fact, that only the death of Jesus could save us. Oh, but this offends the world and that popular belief in the goodness of humanity and the need to get in touch with our inner beauty. There's a tendency to think that good intentions will be good enough for God. And hey, He grades on a curve, right? No, the truth of the gospel and the gospel truth is jarring. Jesus didn't come to bring nice people to heaven. He came to save sinners from hell. There's a difference. Salvation was accomplished through Jesus, His obedience in the mission, His serving, His suffering. And if we are His followers, we should expect the same in following Him. This offends people who want salvation to be an easy life, nice and comfortable. Paul knew the gospel message would offend everyone, or most. But he wasn't ashamed of it because he knew its truth. He experienced it firsthand, its transformative power. I too have a friend that is battling for his life. after being hospitalized for a routine procedure. And I didn't have the courage to share Jesus like I know him to be in my life, or even my own story. So tonight, I want to share part of my story. You fall down sometimes, but God picks you up and brushes you off. God is with us. He loves us.
Wow, talk about a courageous gal who trusts God. That's my wife. Thank you, Angela. We appreciate that incredible report. Well, we're still asking you to partner with us so that we can keep our show looking sharp. But thanks to your donations, you can see that things look a little bit better every week. It's getting better and better, folks. You can donate at thekerrykinseyshow.com or write us at P.O. Box 6054, Jensen Beach, Florida 34957, or on GiveSendGo. That address is givesendgo.com/The Kerry Kinsey Show. Questions, concerns, complaints, write us at talktome@thekerrykinseyshow.com. Please hit that subscribe button, like and share if you will. You have to know some folks who think like we do, right? Or share it with some lost lefties or some confused conservatives who are contemplating coming to Christ. It's a mouthful to say, isn't it? We're on YouTube and Rumble, but soon coming to other platforms so that we can tell it like it is without that censorship. You know, I have this journal where I write down things from, well, after reading the Bible or watching Charles Stanley, Michael Youssef, Church of the Apostles in Atlanta, where I met my wife, Adrian Rogers, etc. But here's one: the closer you get to God, the more sensitive you're going to be to the unrighteousness in your life and the unrighteousness in the culture around you. Can I get an amen for that one? That's from Tony Evans, a sermon called Enoch, the Walk of Faith. Very good. It has an interesting ending, too. Again, thank you, Angela, for all that you do, and thank you for watching. We'll see you next week on The Kerry Kinsey Show. In the meantime, get out there and tell somebody about our Jesus. God bless you.